Live from Canton, Ohio, it's the Phil and Erik Show!
Here we go!
It's a Saturday night movie for watching a movie.
Hey there, group. Woo! Welcome to the Phil and Erik Show.
Where every night is
Saturday night when you're watching a movie.
Woo! Where
That's
are
right.
we at?
We are at
Where are we at?
CleveCon 2.
CleveCon
baby.
2.
CleveCon 2. That's right.
Right.
It was so fast. The Furious the first time
Right.
they had to have a second one.
But you know what?
What's that?
The last one was 2014, and guess what?
Second one is 2014. So it's a.
It's a double.
Well, what they do is Schlockmeister waits until it's snowing outside.
That's right.
He has to have CleveCon. What would CleveCon be without snow?
That's right. It'd
So
be
even
like
if-
Christmas
Doesn't matter if
without
you have it
presents.
January, February, November. It doesn't matter. Because guess
November?
what? In Ohio, wait 5 minutes, the weather's going to change.
That's right. Hey, remember now.
What's that?
It's a November to remember.
November to remember. That's right. Okay, why
And
is
you-
that?
Because we're here
Oh,
at CleveCon.
Okay, how
You know
about
what?
that?
In the weeks leading into this,
Yes.
we
please.
kept saying this was SchlockCon, but
No,
no,
I
it's
did.
CleveCon.
You did. So
Play along.
I
All right.
knew exactly what it was.
Tonight we have a very special show.
What is the special show
The
tonight?
special show is CleveCon. I don't know
No,
what.
we already told them that was CleveCon.
Yeah, but I don't
We're
even know what the
already
movie
here
is.
at
Do you know what the movie is?
CleveCon. Movie? Oh yeah, that's right. We do show a movie.
That's
Tonight's
right.
movie is.
This is not the
movie
Daughter
here.
of Bull show. This is the Phil and Erik show.
The Phil and Erik Show, that's right.
That's right.
And we're every night, Saturday night, when you're watching a movie,
That's
so
right.
expect to see a movie tonight.
Where is the Daughter of Bull anyway?
The Daughter of the Bull
I miss
is-
her. Where is she?
I don't know. Who knows?
Let me look.
She's working. I thought he'd never leave, folks. I tell you what, apparently,
Oh, she's not here. I'm sorry.
my
I'm
co-host,
sorry.
it's the only time he moves, folks. I don't know. Anyway, so no, tonight's movie is, we're going to tell you what, tonight's movie is a surprise.
That's
So
right.
whatever the movie says on the title of the box, that's the movie that we got.
There you go.
So there you go. Tonight's movie is insert movie here.
Insert movie here. That's right. I like that. I like that.
So there you go.
We gotta.
I tell you what, we've
We
got
should
some
do it.
great. We're going to have some interviews for you tonight, folks. We're going to take you behind the scenes at CleveCon.
Behind
and
the
we're going to
scenes?
have a movie.
Did you say behind
Not
the
your,
scenes?
not your seat. Behind the
Oh,
scenes.
okay. Scenes.
Behind the
scenes.
scenes.
There you go.
So anyway, I tell you what, without further ado, let's take it right now into Act 1
One.
of whatever movie that we're showing tonight.
The CleveCon special live.
CleveCon 2 special movie.
That's right.
Act 1. Right.
Now. Woo.
the theory of glandular stimulation through electrical impulses was correct. A few days ago, you were as small as your companion. And now look at you.
Hello. This is Dr. Carruthers speaking.
Yeah, this is Heath. Henry Moore and I are having a little get-together at my home tonight. We want you to come.
Why, that's nice of you, and I appreciate it. But I'm very busy working on a formula for a new shaving lotion.
Oh, but Doc, this is my daughter's idea. And she's going to be awfully disappointed if you don't show up.
Don't take no for an answer. Make him come.
Yeah, you see, it's a sort of a special occasion.
I bet Mary is going to announce her engagement to that young rascal, Don Morton. Tell her I'll be there. Goodbye.
Well, it's all arranged. He's coming.
He's going to be surprised when he finds the special occasion that's to present him with this bonus check.
$5,000.
You have not forgotten. You hate this strange oriental fragrance even while you sleep. Just as you did before I made you big and strong. Now, if you detect the fragrance in the night, when you're fully awake, you will strike. Yes, you will strike to kill.
Well, Doc's late. Wonder if he's been called out on a case.
Perhaps I'd better phone him.
Now remember, Roy, Tommy, you're not to mention anything about this bonus for the Doc until after your father has presented it.
Have you warned those two lovebirds over there?
Perhaps I'd better. I want to caution both of you.
Not to say a word about the check.
Until you're ready to spring it on him.
Your father will make the presentation, Mary.
Why don't you unveil it like a statue? Then we could all be in on it.
You know, I think it'd be a better idea to put it in a bottle and launch him with it.
You must have gotten that idea out of a bottle.
Well, the Doc isn't coming. What?
Oh, what a shame.
Oh, he just got busy with his new formula and forgot all about us.
He'd forget the formula if he knew about that $5,000 check.
Well, why don't we all go up there and give it to him?
No, I wouldn't do that. He doesn't like visitors when he's experimenting.
Well, Roy could take the check up to him.
Sure, I'll take it. Shall I make the Doc a speech when I give it to him?
You won't have to, Roy. The check speaks for itself.
Yeah, and says a mouthful.
Son, tell the Doc we're awfully sorry he can't be with us, but of course we understand how busy he is.
All right.
Hey there, guys.
Man.
Welcome back to the Phil and Erik Show.
Cold.
It's cold outside.
Oh.
Actually, we're inside, and that's just the scene. But
Oh,
we're
you
good
just
actors.
ripped it. You just
You
ruined
ripped
it.
That's anyways, welcome back to the
Well,
Phil and Erik Show.
that's right.
Right here from CleveCon.
CleveCon
2. That's right.
It was so exciting the last time he had to bring it back in the snow.
Twice is better right now.
right.
So I tell you, yeah, exactly.
right.
It doesn't matter what time of the year.
That's right.
This year, CleveCon 3 is going to be in June, and it'll still be snowing outside.
Yes,
folks.
it'll
Let
be
me
a
tell you.
blizzard.
It doesn't matter when you have CleveCon because I think
right.
he hires in the snow. I'm not real sure about that.
He contacts Captain Cold.
I think.
Or was it Mr.
Cold.
Freeze? I don't know.
Oh boy, back into reality, folks. I hope you're enjoying the movie here tonight.
What
Whatever
is the movie?
I told you. I'll tell you after the show's over.
Wait, you didn't know? You didn't check up on the movie yet?
Is it my job? Oh yeah,
It's your job, man.
So I dropped
I
the ball,
do enough
folks.
around here.
Hey, the movie is insert movie here.
That's
All
right. The
That's
mystery
right.
film.
The mystery film. And
Film.
we got
There's
another-
film in there. Oh
we've
my
got-
God. Look
we've-
at your ears. There's a lot of film in them ears. I
There's-
tell you.
we got
Get
another.
that checked out.
We
Woo.
got another great interview with you right now.
Oh no, he's sleeping.
Hey, we've
oh,
got
we're not
most
that
of our
boring.
audience is sleeping, folks. Anyway,
True.
we've got another great interview here
Yes,
coming
we
up
do.
with James Harmon.
James Harmon, yes.
So he was up here at CleveCon too, and we're going
right.
to take you right now to an interview with James.
That's
And
right. And he's
back
gonna
in.
have some super host memories
That's right.
too.
So he's got some Super Rose memories,
That's
all
right.
kinds of good stuff. We're going to take you to that, and then
Yes.
back to the movie, folks.
That's right. And
so we'll see you right back here.
Yes.
And, hopefully next time we'll be inside.
Cold. We'll be right back.
Hey,
Hey, we're here.
Yeah,
Woo.
that's right. It's Phil and Erik Show right
right.
here live from CleveCon.
CleveCon.
CleveCon 2. That's right. And we've got a special guest right with us.
really?
James Harmon. That's right.
Hey, what's up?
It's, pretty
what's
good.
up?
I tell you what, I know you got a lot on your plate this year, James. I know
Yes.
you're doing.
You can tell, huh?
You got a lot on your plate. Why don't you tell us a little bit of what's going on the James Harmon plate here?
Well, I'm working with a guy named Grim Gorey, who's a known as Cleveland's late night missing link, and he's also a horror host. So
Nice.
he's getting his long overdue show together, and it's going to be a tribute to Superhost Marty Sullivan, who was a horror host himself, or a movie host on Channel 43 back from the 60s through the 70s to the 90s, actually to the early 90s. So
Right.
yeah.
Now, is there if I saw this correctly, Grim Gorey does have a website now? Is that true?
He has a Facebook page for sure.
Facebook, okay.
Yes, working on a website, but it is just Facebook/Grim Gorey, GRIMMGORRI.
All right.
Yes.
Okay. Fantastic. And is there anything else you're working on right now? Apparently, he really wants you to see that
Hello,
microphone.
Phil. Double. I can only handle one at a time, fellas. Scott. yeah, so working on that show, putting it together, hopefully have it done for the Thanksgiving time. I don't know when this is going to be seen, but it'll be up on the internet
Who knows?
at some point. Yeah. So by the time you see this, it should be out on the internet and
good.
and
All
viewable for the whole world. So,
All right,
yeah.
fantastic. I tell you what, I know you got to get going here, so we won't keep you long. Is there anything else you'd like to plug or add with projects coming up? Future prize?
I'd like to plug Phil.
Don't we all?
Oh, let's come on. Oh yeah, let's go, baby. Let's go out this.
I love
way.
hanging out with you guys, and thanks a lot for letting me talk my piece. So.
All right,
That's right.
Thanks a lot. I tell you what, we're going to go back to whatever movie we're showing tonight. Who knows? We haven't figured that out yet.
That's
we don't
right.
think that far ahead. But we're going to go back to whatever movie it is right here on the Phil and Erik Show. Where
Every night is Saturday night when you're watching a movie. Woo! Rock and roll.
Just a minute, Roy, and I'll be with you. That's it, all right. Now, what can I do for you?
We were all sorry you couldn't be there tonight.
Yes, but you see, I'm busy. Something important, very important.
Yes, of course. Mr. Morton and Dad had planned a little surprise for you.
A surprise?
It's in here.
Well, let's see what it is. $5,000. What's this for?
Just a little token of the firm's appreciation.
Oh, I see. A bonus. Well, it's awfully nice of you, Father and Mr. Morton. I will thank them personally tomorrow.
I'll tell them, Doctor.
Well, aren't you curious about my new formula?
Yes, of course, only I didn't want to be inquisitive. What is it?
A new shaving lotion. Smell it.
Pretty strong, isn't it?
No. The scent evaporates a short time after you used it. Try a few drops. Now rub it on the tender part of your neck. Here. Soothing, isn't it?
Yes. When will it be ready for the market?
Oh, it's still in the experimental stage. I want to try it out on several people first and see if it works.
Well, if you'd like to send me a bottle, I'll be glad to try it for you.
Thanks.
Good night, Doctor.
Goodbye, Roy.
Lovely check, isn't it, Doctor? They are wealthy because of you. You made them rich, Doctor. It was your formula. Tonight they gave you $5,000 and wanted you to come down to their house and thank them for it. That was your money they gave you, like a bone tossed to a faithful dog. You should be very grateful, Doctor. Very grateful. They are rich and happy, thanks to you. And what have you got, Doctor?
Tonight you have work to do. It's time you were on your way.
married tonight's a good time while our families are here to announce our engagement.
Look, Don, I've loved you a long time, ever since we were kids. But I'm afraid it's been more like a sister.
Well, I had no idea you felt that way.
Nothing's happened to Roy. Roy!
I better call Dr. Carruthers.
Oh, please hurry.
There's nothing I can do.
You mean he's dead?
Yes, I better call the coroner.
You think it's murder?
I don't know. I never saw anything like it before. The jugular vein is severed.
Send Johnny Layton in here.
Well, what have I done now? Who wants me fired this time?
Nobody yet, but it's still early. This came in from Heathville. It's a mystery killing. Old Martin Heath's son.
Who's Martin Heath?
Who's Martin Heath? Say, have you ever had a date with a girl?
A girl? Oh, yes, a girl. I believe I did take a girl out once.
Well, did she smell sweet?
Of course she smells sweet. Most girls do.
Well, that's because of Martin Heath Cosmetics Limited. They make all that goo that the women put on their faces so they won't have to wash them with soap and water.
I get it. A big man, huh?
Yes, and a big advertising account. Grab yourself a photographer and get along over there to Heathville. The coroner's holding an inquest. Find out who really killed old man Heath's son.
Okay, McGetty, I'm on my way. Chief Wilkins?
Yeah?
I'm Johnny Layton of the Chicago Register.
Glad to see you.
And this is my cameraman, One Shot McGuire.
Hi, Chief.
Howdy.
Say, we're down here to cover that Heath murder, but we didn't get much information at the coroner's inquest. I thought maybe you might be able to help us.
Well, I'm always glad to cooperate with the newspapers, providing they cooperate with me.
That's the policy of our paper.
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't got very far with this thing myself. Oh, here's something that might interest you. It's a picture of the victim's wounds. You'll be able to see it better with this glass.
Are these scratches on the neck and shoulders?
Yes, but we can't determine the source. They're too deep for fingernails, too shallow to have been made by a knife. They're more like claws.
That sort of bears out Dr. Carruthers' theory at the inquest of a wild animal. Have there been any circuses around here lately?
No.
Heard of any animal escaping from a zoo?
No.
Couldn't have been one of those African leopard men. They use steel claws.
This isn't Africa.
Okay, Chief, I was just trying to help.
Chief, are you sure there's no clue you're holding back while investigating?
Well, since you're going to work with me on this case, there is a clue, and a very weird one. The autopsy surgeon says that such wounds could have been made by the beak and talons of a bird.
A bird? Why, there aren't any birds around here big enough to attack a man.
How about an eagle?
We know it wasn't a bird.
How do you know that?
Because we found several hairs on the shoulder of Heath's coat.
Ah, cherchez la femme.
They're not human hairs.
What kind are they?
Well, it may sound silly, but the laboratory test shows that they were from a mouse.
Well, who ever heard of a mouse big enough to kill a man?
Say, a bat has hair like a mouse.
Well, the only bats around here are no bigger than sparrows. There was a peculiar odor about the wounds, but they were so faint and elusive that the police chemists have been unable to identify it.
Then it does give us something to work on.
Well, if the scent was a clue, it's been destroyed by evaporation.
Say, Chief, do you mind if I do a little sleuthing around on my own account?
Certainly not. Go ahead. If I can help you any, why...
You can. Miss Heath seems to be the nearest to an eyewitness of the crime. I'd like to have a talk with her. Can you arrange it?
I think I can.
Well, Dr. Crothers refused to let her speak to us. We tried that this morning at the inquest.
Well, don't you worry about Dr. Carruthers. He's one of the finest men in Heathville. He just thought you'd add to Mary's grief so you could get sensational newspaper stories. I'll arrange an interview.
Thanks, Chief. I'll keep in touch with you.
All right. 48J.
We are here. We're back again at CleveCon 2.
Where at?
And this CleveCon 2.
CleveCon 2.
That's right, and we have got the famous Downtown Tommy. Welcome to the show.
Well, thank you, guys. Thanks for having me on the show. I really
Anytime.
appreciate it. Wow, thanks. Hi, Phil.
Hi, how you doing?
His microphone sounds better than mine. So I tell you what, have you got any projects upcoming? Any recordings that you're doing?
Yeah, this summer I'm going to have another Downtown Tommy album, and I'm busy with the Barberton Gallery of Fine Arts at 33 3rd Street Southeast in Barberton, and the 29th of November is my Jimi Hendrix Festival, and we have art from all over the world coming in, and it's going to be a really good time. And stop in to see us. We're very artist-friendly, and we're very supportive of people, and we'll give you your shot.
I said November 29th.
November 29th.
That's my father's birthday.
How about
nice
that?
birthday gift.
And I
Hey.
tell you what, Barberton, the Gallery of Fine Arts down there in Barberton is fantastic.
You guys have been there.
That's right.
That's
we have
right.
been there. We've been there a couple
kick
of
butt
times. So
place.
it's a good time.
That's right.
Yeah, that's really great. You guys are terrific, and
thank you.
Yeah, I noticed that's every cool event you guys are at.
Yeah, we try to. We try to.
Yeah,
At least we
absolutely.
sneak in anyway.
Well, hey,
I know they got us on the do not enter list a lot of places.
no. I don't have the stamina I used to. Usually, I go somewhere for an hour and I want to leave already. But this is cool though. This stuff is great. Land of Cleve, God bless them. Fantastic work. They do wonderful stuff for Cleveland and the city, and it's good to help out any way we can. They're terrific.
And I tell you what, if I'm not mistaken, did I hear that Schlockmeister and you are going to do a little Cleveland Rocks later tonight? Is that correct?
It's a distinct possibility.
Distinct possibility.
It's
All
a
right,
distinct possibility.
We will keep our eyes open for that.
I'll tell you this. I saw him on the Daughter of the Ghoul, Phil and Erik Show.
Memorial Day
Spectacular.
There
He
you go.
can play.
He can play, yes, ladies and
Hire
gentlemen. A lot of
this
people-
guy.
When Phil plays the guitar in the show, it's
That's right. It's
not Phil. It
But
sounds
this
a
guy.
lot like Kiss, but but this, yes, I mean, you are a fantastic,
Yes, he
fantastic
is.
artist in every sense of the word.
That's right.
So thank you very much for coming on the show.
Yes.
And I tell you what, whatever. Again,
That's right.
I don't know what movie we're showing tonight, so I leave that open
It's
to
the
you.
mystery
The
movie.
mystery movie. We're going to get back to
Yeah,
right now.
CleveCon.
Hopefully, we'll see a little Cleveland Rocks later on tonight.
That's right.
Miss Heath, did your brother have any enemies that you know of?
I know. Everybody in the village liked Roy.
Mm-hmm. Well, what did he do at the factory?
He had charge of the experimental department where the new products are developed. Oh, here comes Dr. Crothers. Hello, Doctor.
Hello, Mary. I took a shortcut from my laboratory through a garden hedge.
You met Dr. Crothers at the inquest this morning.
Yes. Mr. Layton, I hope you'll forgive me if I seemed a little abrupt. But I'm fond of Mary. And considering the ordeal she already went through, I wanted to protect her from dwelling too much on a tragedy.
Of course. You were quite right.
We're working on the case with the police now.
Yes, I understand. Chief Wilkins phoned me. And if I can be of any assistance, just call on me.
Thanks.
Won't you sit down?
Shall I serve, mademoiselle?
No, Maxine, I'll do it. You may go now.
Oui, mademoiselle.
Do you take sugar, Mr. McGuire?
Huh? Oh, no, ma'am, never. In fact, I don't even take tea. If you'll just deal me out, I'll take a look around. I may dig up a clue.
What do you think of Dr. Crothers' theory about a wild animal, Mr. Layton?
Well, frankly, I don't think much of it.
I can't say that I blame you. But I, as a scientist, take many things into consideration a layman might overlook.
For instance?
The jagged nature of the wound, the rapidity with which the murderer escaped, the scratches from talons or claws.
But when an animal attacks a human, there's bound to be a lot of noise. You heard Miss Heath testify there was no sound of a struggle.
No. Only those awful screams.
It's very puzzling, very mystifying.
Doctor, when you last saw Roy, did he seem worried or nervous or moody?
No, not at all. On the contrary. He was in the best of spirits.
Well, I've got to get back to the village now and file my story. You'll excuse me?
If you find it necessary for us to talk again, you may come back at any time.
This evening, if it's all right with you. I'd like to spend some time here.
Why, yes, that'll be quite all right.
Thank you. Goodbye, Miss Heath.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, Doctor.
A little more chiffon, baby.
I do not understand.
Oh, you know what I mean. A little more of your stocking.
Like these?
Sure, I like 'em. Who wouldn't? Now, hold nice and still, because this is going to take a little time.
Well, if you're going to shoot, shoot.
Right away, Johnny. I was just trying to get the focus.
Mm-hmm.
I got it. And not bad, either. I'll be back in a minute, Frenchie. And don't worry none about those werewolves, because nothing's going to harm you while I'm around here.
You make Maxine feel so calm. My big, brave journalist.
This is my idea of nothing at all. Sitting here waiting for an animal to give us an argument. Look at that moon. And I had a date with Frenchie.
Oh, stop crabbing. We're supposed to solve a murder. You,
Big, brave journalist.
This is the first time I've ever been invited anywhere and asked not to shave until after I get there.
I wanted to observe your exact reaction when you tried the lotion.
Oh, now I understand.
I want this lotion to be perfect before turning it over to you to be marketed. Here.
It's a little strong. That'll make the customers think they're getting their money's worth. Oh, that feels great. Very soothing.
I don't think you ever use anything else.
Well, we wouldn't want to market anything we wouldn't use ourselves. That almost smells good enough to be used as a cologne. Oh, what's the matter, Doc? Can't you stand your own lotion?
I have a violent dislike for perfumes.
Oh, I'm sorry.
All right, Tommy.
Good night, Doc.
Goodbye, Tommy.
Something's moving.
Come on out of there, whoever you are. What are you doing out here, Miss Heath?
I thought you might want some company. Shall we sit down?
You know, you shouldn't be wandering around the garden at night after what's happened.
Neither should you.
Well, but it's part of my job.
Mine, too. Roy was my brother. Be careful, I think it's Tommy.
Hello, Tommy.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, Tommy.
What's up, sis?
Mr. Layton wanted to stay in the garden for a while, so I joined him.
Don't tell me you're waiting for that animal Dr. Carruthers mentioned.
So you don't believe it either?
I certainly do not. It's ridiculous.
But somebody or something killed your brother.
And I suppose you're working on the theory that the murderer always returns to the scene of the crime.
Perhaps I am.
Well, not for me. If you'll take my advice, Mary, you'll leave these gentlemen to their vigil and go to bed. That's what I'm going to do. Good night.
Good night, Tommy. I don't think your brother likes my being here.
Oh, you mustn't mind Tommy. We're all terribly upset.
I know. what I'm telling you, McGetty. It was a bat. I saw it kill Tommy Heath.
Listen, Johnny, I want you and One Shot to come on home or I'll fire both of you.
I'm not coming home, and neither is One Shot. I'm keeping him here to get a picture of the devil bat. Say, that'll look great in the headlines. Devil bat strikes again.
Listen, don't tell me it had horns. Maybe I better send a wagon with the steel bars and the strong boys with the straitjackets.
Look, Joe, have I ever lied to you?
Plenty of times.
Well, I'm not lying this time. If it ever got out that I cooked up a fake story about a devil bat, I wouldn't be able to get a job on a country weekly. Print the story, Joe. So help me, it's on the level.
All right, I'll print it. But I won't believe it not till One Shot gets me a picture of that devil bat in action.
Don't worry, he'll get it. Goodbye. You, my friend, are going to get a shot of the devil bat in action.
Who, me? How?
Have you noticed there's a taxidermist shop in the village?
Well, you wouldn't suggest that I go out and stuff a bird, would you?
One Shot. To think that you'd even hint that I would suggest you have the village taxidermist build you a nice big bat for pictorial purposes. Besides, a bat isn't a bird, it's a mammal.
Well, why didn't you say so in the first place? Where is this bird stuffing emporium? Oh, down on Cottage Grove Avenue.
Oh, I love the hat.
Last time we saw you, you were hanging around some girls' dormitory.
Yeah,
Yes,
what's up with that?
It was very fun. Well, I'm the house mother, basically, and I do their laundry, and I also provide them with other services.
He's the house father.
Well,
right.
That's another show. But anyway, I'll tell you what, out here at CleveCon 2, what have you got to do here tonight? Are you having fun?
I'm having a great time. Wow, this Phil and Erik coming to CleveCon is like Santa Claus coming to my house for my bar mitzvah. But otherwise, it's really great to see you both here. This is a fun event. We do it almost every year. We always time our events to when the biggest snow hits the city.
That's right.
And literally, we're celebrating all things Cleveland. We have a Broadway-winning playwright. We've got another couple horror hosts here. We've also got artists. We've got authors. We have a caricaturist. We've got a professional wrestler. We've got my friend who you don't know, and a couple other people that came that I don't even know. So it's really a good time for all.
And we got the Schlockmeister.
That's right. Our show is now complete.
Well, you know, being on the Phil and Erik Show is kind of like Denzel Washington winning an award for most cookies sold at his bake sale.
I know.
Erik, don't you think the framing is better like this?
Yes, I think this is
That's
much
Okay, I'm back here. I've been fired. You just have a new host right here.
Unfortunately, folks, I know the microphone cord goes way too far.
James Harmon, who's in our group, came around. We had Dan O'Shannon, who's a big Fest regular. He was here as well. So come on out to the next CleveCon or watch for our other events at landofcleve.net. You'll see all the fun things we're doing for 2015.
That's right.
Fantastic.
What are you going to do for the new year?
I'm going to celebrate Schlocky's big dance.
He lost it. That one took a while.
But you know what?
The wheel was...
We're going to have a very special party for the Phil and Erik Show. Oh. Wait, you forgot something. Wonder Twin Powers.
Wonder Twin Powers.
That's right. Form of cat.
Form of Back to the Movie, folks.
Yes. Live from CleveCon. Woo.
Now, here's the idea, Frenchie. You hang on to the bat till I get my camera set up. And when I raise my hand, you give the bat a good shove, and it'll swing out just like it's flying. Then I can get a swell picture from my boss. Get it?
Oui. I am wise, no?
No. But hang on to the bat until I raise my hand, huh?
Sherry, are you hurt?
Say, what's the idea of breaking up my devil bat? I'm going to make you pay for that.
And I'm going to take you to jail until you explain this. Come on.
You can't do this to me.
I'm doing it.
I was just conducting a little experiment, trying to find out how the devil bat does his killing.
I'm sure McGuire didn't intend doing anything wrong. He's just a little overzealous about his work.
Yeah, with the town in an uproar, and everybody terror-stricken, wondering whether he's going to be the next victim, I don't want any more trouble stirred up, even with an artificial bat.
You'd better get back to the hotel. I want to talk to the chief alone.
Is it all right, Chief?
Yeah, but be careful in the future.
Ever smelled anything like this before?
Well, yes. That's the same stuff that's been on every one of the devil bat's victims. Where'd you get it?
Found it in Don Morton's bathroom.
Find out where Morton got it?
No, I didn't want to arouse suspicion by asking questions till after it's been analyzed.
You think it has any connection with the murders?
That's the way it strikes me, but I can't figure out how.
I'll get the police chemist on it right away.
I'll snoop around, see if I can find out where Morton got it.
Well, it probably came from down at the Heath Cosmetic plant. I've men working on a theory of a disgruntled factory employee committing the crimes.
It's certainly more than coincidental that all the victims have been members of the Heath and Morton families.
Yeah. Looks like a plot to wipe them all out.
I wish the rest of them would leave town until this crime is solved.
You're worried about Mary, aren't you?
Well, yes. I've been urging her to leave, but she won't go without her father. And he insists on remaining here to help clear up the crime.
Worse than that, neither Heath nor Morton will let me give them a bodyguard.
I guess we'll just have to wait for something to break. Good night, Chief.
Good night, Johnny.
Boy, have I got a picture that'll knock McGinty dead. Meet the devil bat.
Well, how about that wire? Looks as if the bat's on a flying trapeze.
Oh, but I'm not through working on it yet. See, I can touch this picture up so the bat will look like he's got nothing around him but nothing.
Okay, Rembrandt. You win.
This is your news commentator, Walter King. Tonight we're broadcasting from the little village of Heathville, where an alleged devil bat has claimed 3 victims during the past 6 weeks. You will note that I say alleged devil bat. That, ladies and gentlemen, is because your correspondent has been very skeptical from the start as to the existence of this horrendous creature. I have as my guest in the studio tonight Professor Percival Garland Rains, perhaps the world's greatest authority on animal life. I'm going to interview Professor Rains on the subject of the devil bat. Our radio audience may draw its own conclusions. Professor Rains, first let me ask you, point blank, do you believe that any such creature as the devil bat exists?
I do not.
He's got a nerve.
Quiet. In the dark ages, when men and women lived in caves, there may have existed a bat of this size. But not in this day and age.
How do you account for the fact that Mary Heath, whose 2 brothers were victims of the devil bat, and a newspaper reporter, John Layton, claim to have seen this amazing creature?
Sometimes under stress of excitement, our minds play tricks on us.
Hey, he's insinuating you saw the little bat that wasn't there.
Pipe down. But how about the picture of the devil bat published by Mr. Layton's paper?
I examined that picture under a powerful magnifying glass. I denounce it as a fraud. Whoever constructed the strange-looking monster forgot to remove a label from the silk used on its left wing. That label reads, "Made in Japan."
Put through a hurry call to Heathville. I want to talk to Johnny Layton. He's at the Heathville Hotel.
One guess who that is.
Yeah, McGinty.
Go ahead, pour it on.
So you slipped over a fake picture on me, huh? Well, you're fired, both of you. And I'll see to it that you never work on another newspaper as long as I live. Made in Japan. You tell One-Shot McGuire he ought to be snapping photos in a booby hatch. Both of you, come on in and get your final checks.
Oh, no. We're not coming in to get anything. All right, so we're fired. But we're staying here just the same. I saw that bat.
We're going to stay here till we catch that bat, and when we do, I'm going to bring it in and stuff it down your throat. Goodbye.
Well, we're fired.
Mm-hmm. Again. That's him calling back to apologize. Now, you give him a good scare.
No use begging us to go to work for you again, McGinty. You fired us and we're staying fired. Oh, Mary, I thought it was somebody else.
Johnny, why did you make a joke of a tragic thing like this?
But it wasn't intended as a joke, Mary. I was only trying to get the news.
I suppose you call it getting the news when you arrange to print a picture that's a deliberate hoax that has the entire country laughing. A grand joke, Johnny, but somehow I can't appreciate it.
But I can explain that picture.
Don't try, Johnny.
Made in Japan. I ought to skin you alive and nail your hide to a barn door.
Here's the chemist report on that shaving lotion.
I see he couldn't break down one of the ingredients.
Yes, he said it must be some element with which he's not familiar.
We won't get anywhere until we identify it.
There's just one other man in this town that might be able to help us. Dr. Carruthers.
Yeah, Carruthers could help us. I found out he compounded that lotion.
Well, if you suspect Carruthers, you're barking up the wrong tree, Johnny. He's the last man in this town that would harm anyone. Why, everybody loves him.
Maybe so. But here's something else I dug up. The Heath and Morton fortunes are based on a greaseless cold cream formula Dr. Carruthers invented.
So what?
All the doctor got out of it was $10,000, and the others made a fortune.
Well, it's common knowledge that he sold out for cash when he could have had an interest in the firm.
Just the same, every victim had this stuff from his laboratory on him.
Maybe you've been working too hard on this case, Johnny.
I'd like to get his reaction on the stuff. If he denies knowing anything about it, we'll know there's a tie-up somewhere.
I think you're balmy. But just to show you that I'm following up every clue, we'll talk to him.
We'll, put this in another bottle, and without telling him we know he compounded it, ask him to analyze it.
Doc, I hope we're not upsetting your work barging in on you this way.
No, not at all. I'm anxious to help solve these crimes. All the victims were very dear friends of mine.
Here's a sample of the stuff young Morton and the two Heath boys had on them when they were attacked by the devil bat.
Of course, it doesn't make sense to me that a bird would choose only people using that particular stuff.
A bat is not a bird. It's a mammal.
Well, anyway, our police chemist couldn't break down one of the ingredients. We thought perhaps you could.
Why? I compounded this myself. It's a new shaving lotion I'm experimenting with. The ingredient your chemist couldn't break down, I discovered years ago in Tibet.
How did you happen to put it in a shaving lotion?
Oh, the lamas use it in some of their religious rites as a perfume. The scent is very pleasant and can be imitated by competitors.
But what were Don Morton and the two Heath boys doing with the stuff?
Oh, it is the policy of our firm to try out any new product before marketing it.
Well, that knocks our theory into a cocked hat.
Yeah. We were hoping the unknown ingredient might turn out to be some sort of a clue.
This isn't the kind of bottle I give it out in, but I presume your chemist changed it when making the analysis.
Yeah.
Is there anything else I can do to help?
Tell me, did you hear Professor Raines on the radio last night?
Yes. It was very interesting and very asinine.
You mean you believe there is a devil bat?
Why not? You saw it, didn't you?
Well, sure I did. So did Mary.
Then why worry about what one scientist says?
That one scientist got me fired.
Oh, you mean your newspaper discharged you?
That's right.
Oh, that's too bad. Then you're believing Heathville before the mystery is solved.
I'm afraid not. I'm going to stay here and work with the chief.
Since you're going to stay here for a while, I would like you to try out a bottle of the new lotion and tell me how you like it. And you too, Chief.
No, not me, Doc. If my wife ever smelled perfume on me, she'd suspect me sure.
Well, Mr. Layton, I understand you are not married.
All right, I'll try it in the morning when I shave. I guess we better be going, Chief.
See you later, Doc.
So long, Dr. Crothers.
Goodbye, Mr. Layton.
Hey there, folks. Welcome back to the Phil and Erik Show. Eric William here right now, and I've got Joe with me. I tell you what, Joe, why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're doing up here at CleveCon? It looks like you got some great DVDs out here.
Yeah, this is actually a feature that I produced this summer called One Day, a Musical. And this is kind of like a bigger version of stuff I do on YouTube, actually. And my YouTube channel is called Pogie Joe.
Pogie Joe, okay.
Pogie Joe.
Joe,
Yeah.
okay. Pogie Joe. We'll try and put it right over here on the Pogie Joe on YouTube, right?
Yes, that's
okay.
it, yeah. And I have getting close to 200 views on it.
Hey,
200 videos. not
200
views.
videos.
Yeah.
I'm getting close to about 100 views. No, that's pretty good. That's a lot. That's really good on videos. That's good.
Thank you. Yes.
Now, what are all the videos about?
Well, it's pretty much just the machinations of my imagination doing all kinds of random stuff.
Hey.
I kind of dabble a little bit with everything, actually. I mostly comedy,
Okay.
but I do stuff like interviews.
Okay.
And I just started a new interview series that I'm actually doing.
Nice.
And I just kind of, it can go any genre, anything really, with all kinds of different people.
Wow, fantastic. I tell you what, that sounds fun. Have you got anything that you're working on now, or where can we buy these DVDs, or where can we find them?
The DVDs can be found on my website, which is pogiejoe.com.
Okay.
And they're $20.
Okay.
It's a 2-disc deluxe edition
Woohoo!
with a hour-long making of feature and stuff like that.
Very nice.
But yeah, the next thing I'm working on is actually a production for next year. I released this on the 4th anniversary of my channel.
Okay.
And this is going to be released on the 5th.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And it's going to be a mockumentary. It's
Nice.
going to be very, very, very silly, but I think even bigger and probably even more emotional.
Okay.
I think.
All right, great. So you got the PogieJoe.com. You're on YouTube at PogieJoe.
Yep.
Are you on Facebook or Twitter or anything like that?
I'm
You like
on Facebook, Twitter at PogieJoe _
Underscore, okay. Underscore, okay.
Instagram,
Oh, wow.
Tumblr.
Yeah,
Oh, come on.
He's out there everywhere, folks.
I
I'll tell
am
you what.
Everywhere I know.
Well, fantastic. I appreciate you showing up on the show here tonight, even though we kind of twisted his arm and said, hey, guess what? You're going to be on the Dodge. So I tell you what, thank you very much. I look forward to seeing all your good stuff here.
Well, thank
and
you very
make sure
much.
you check out PogieJoe.com. And, Joe, thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me on.
All right, thanks. And back to whatever movie we're showing here, folks, because, again, I forgot what movie we're watching. So back to the show.
What's the matter? What's the matter?
Does that smelly shaving lotion put you to sleep?
Well, why'd you tell the doc you're going to use it if you think it's smelly?
Oh, I don't know. I guess I was a little ashamed of ever suspecting the old duck.
Well, I like it, and I'm going to tell him so. What time is it?
After midnight.
Midnight? Oh, there ain't no use of waiting around here any longer. This must be the bat's night off.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Get that camera ready.
You got him. Listen, Johnny, I'm going to cook that bird personally for McGinney, and I'll even stuff it myself.
skeptical when I came to Heathville today to examine the body of this so-called devil bat. But after seeing it personally and making exhaustive research, I've arrived at the conclusion that the creature is the lone survivor of a type of giant bat which existed in great numbers during the early part of the Neolithic age. Perhaps I should explain for the benefit of some of our listeners that the Neolithic age is that period of antiquity commonly called the Stone Age.
Imbecile, bombastic ignoramus.
McGinty, but one shot and I are not interested. At your prices. Of course, if there was a raise of, say, $30 plus a fat bonus, we might consider it.
You're hold-up men, both of you. I refuse to be robbed.
Have it your way, McGinty. Have it your way. But we have the bat's corpus delicti and the exclusive picture. Of course, I've got an eyewitness story that 2 syndicates are bidding for.
And don't forget, you got to pay us for the time we were fired.
That's better. Now you're talking, boss. Okay, we're working for you again. We'll gather up the loose ends and see you in a couple of days. Goodbye. Come in.
Hello, Johnny.
Well, Mary.
Johnny, I came to tell you that I'm sorry I said what I did the last time we talked. Do you suppose... well, I don't know how to say it, but...
I do.
Miss Heath, do you suppose that little French girl would apologize to me if I looked her up?
Positive she would.
Hey.
Splendid. You will be even greater than your unfortunate predecessor. Enraged, aren't you? Fine. I'm enraged also. Tonight I shall call on Henry Morton, and you shall strike him down.
Henry, the lotion has turned out to be better than I had hoped. I want you to try it.
Well, just leave it here, Doc, and then I'll try it in the morning after shaving.
Smells good, doesn't it?
Yes, but isn't it too strong?
No. Evaporation quickly tones it down just to the right scent. Rub a few drops on your face.
Well, I'd rather wait until after I shave. Then my skin will be more tender and receptive to a lotion.
Just a little here. The texture of the skin there is always very delicate. I give you a few drops in your hand.
hope you're right about that scent evaporating quickly. I smell the high heavens.
Perhaps that will be the secret of its success.
Well, you can never tell what's going to happen in this business.
You can believe me, Henry. You don't have to worry.
Yes, I can believe that, Doc. All of your formulas have been highly successful. Oh, I've been going over the report of the company's annual earnings. A net profit of over $1 million. Not bad, eh? When you remember what we built on. A mere $10,000 for your formula. You shouldn't have demanded all cash, Doc. You should have ridden along with us. Then you'd be rich, too. But then you've had a lot of fun in your laboratory with your experiments, dreaming up something new. You're a dreamer, Doc. Too much money is bad for dreamers.
So you try to pay me in flattery, telling me that I'm a dreamer. Well, I do dream. Dreams that you could never guess.
Your nerves are frayed, Doc. Now calm down. Get a grip on yourself. You've been working too hard on your formula.
Formula. That's but child's play for a great scientist. Your brain is too feeble to conceive what I have accomplished in the realm of science.
Doc, you've made some great scientific discovery. What is it?
When you'll find out, Henry, it'll be too late for you.
Oh, come, Doc. You can't pretend to control a man's destiny.
I've already proved it 3 times. I'm sorry. Perhaps you're right, Henry, about my working too hard. I guess I'm a little tired. I better go home and get some rest.
Sure. A night's sleep will do you good. Good night, Doc.
Goodbye, Henry.
.36J.
Hello?
Oh, that's you, Martin?
Yes, Henry.
I want you to call Chief of Police Wilkins to come to your house immediately. It's very important.
Chief's here now.
Well, don't let him leave until I get there.
What on earth's happened?
I think I've got a clue to all those murders. It may peter out, but if half what I suspect is true, it's the most diabolical plot that a madman ever concocted.
What is it?
Talk about the absent-minded professor. I forgot my hat.
Henry, what is it?
I'll tell you all about it when I get there.
I hope I didn't intrude on a private conversation.
No, nothing important.
And now, back to the Phil and Erik Show.
Hey, this is Philly D with the Phil and Erik Show, where every night is Saturday night when you're watching a movie. I am here with Mr. Marcus V. Calvert.
Thank you.
And how are you doing today, sir?
I'm pleased to be here. I am well, thank you. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. How are you enjoying CleveCon, the 2nd annual?
It is interesting. It is like a blossoming flower or a mushroom cloud of coolness.
Wow. I agree. Hey, I got a question for you. You got a bunch of books here, and you're an author. So could you tell me a little bit about your authoring career and the books you have here?
All right. First off, I was one of those kids who just had way too much free time as a child. And I think when the student loans went away, I found myself thinking, okay, what do I want to do? I want to write.
Yes.
So the goal is 30 books, right?
Mhm.
And I had all these short stories, like 180 of them. So I took 36 short stories and I wrote my first book, Unheroic. Think of Twilight Zone.
That's right.
With rabbit fangs, right?
Yes,
a story
I love
where
this one.
book where stories pop up where people are saving the day who don't fall into the regular realm of heroes. Like, what if a vampire owing child support to the
Yes.
hero?
That was a good story, too, by the way.
Thank you. And I just did that one, put it out in 2011, and then I went after Book of Schemes. This one is all schemes, nothing but schemes. Good, bad, and different.
Book of
like
Schemes.
Villain of the Year award, or what happens in the cover here? A blind musician gets framed for war crimes in another galaxy.
Uh-oh. Another
They're all over
galaxy.
the place, yeah.
Got another one called I, Villain.
Ah, yes. My comic book in prose. First novel. Think of it as what would happen if a bad guy, a true blue villain, has to get into the crime-fighting business. He sees it as a business.
Yes.
In a world where most of the heroes are either dead or in hiding.
Oh, yes. Let's take a look at
Protected.
that one. Protected.
Think of it as what happens when A messes with B and B gets upset about it,
Uh-oh.
bites off more than he can chew. Mistaken vulnerability. Like, well, you see this is a Gorgon. You know,
Yes.
Gorgons turn things into stone. They're supposed to be indestructible.
Yes.
Something just kicked the crap out of it.
Uh-oh.
I like going there, those odd places.
So what are your inspirations for the stories here?
Oh, they come
Alrighty.
from all over. Sometimes it's a what if, like sometimes it's a word, like a phrase, or a rabbi and a demon walk into a bar, and I write a story about it.
Yeah.
Or rocks, paper, scissors. Well,
Wow.
you take rock away and put gun in there. Guns, paper, scissors. Or
That's pretty cool.
you grab a newspaper and you close your eyes and you put your finger on it and you come up with a Daytona 500. It's cute. Yay,
Yeah.
fine. Put another zero behind it. Throwing hover tanks in the distant future. Your pit crew rides with you and everyone blasts away at each other as they try to race toward the finish line.
Wow.
Which happens to be mine.
Anywhere we can reach you at?
I am
For
out
more
there
information?
on Barnes & Noble, Amazon, Kindle, but I maintain a fan book on Facebook.
There you go.
Page, if you will.
Yes.
It is for writers. It's for readers. It's for film buffs. I highly recommend it because there's something for everybody. But seriously, if you know any writers or if you're a writer yourself, this will help you. I find links from other sites that post anything on the trade, anything on the business, the market, and it's out there to help them. And also for me to learn. I figure it's better than reading old how-to books. You get the latest stuff. And thank you for this opportunity. And if you want to write, just do it. Just try. Just bang it out until you get it done. Don't do it alone. Find some friends. Find poets. Find writers groups. There are little cliques of people all over the place that will help make it go by a lot faster, a lot sharper. And they'll teach you so much.
Okay. Well, we want to say thank you again. And we're going to be right back with more of the Phil and Erik Show, where every night is Saturday night when you're watching a movie. Thank you, Marcus.
Thank you. Thank you.
I hope Henry was right about having a clue. But why didn't he explain more about it when he phoned?
When I insisted, he changed his tone as if he'd been interrupted. I was afraid that he might be overheard. What is that squeaky sound?
Oh, just some night noise.
Help!
I feel much better, Mr. Heath, since you asked us to stay in your home until this new devil bat has been killed. I've been worried about Mary.
What reason have you to believe that Mary is in danger?
Only this. I'm convinced that someone is using the bat to wipe out the entire Heath and Morton families.
As a scientist, I assure you, the thought of a human controlling a bat is fantastic.
Just the same, no villager's been killed or even attacked.
You're forgetting, aren't you, that Mr. McGuire was attacked. He's not a member of either family.
Why, I'm practically a member of this family already. I'm going to marry Miss Heath's maid.
Oh, really? Well, boys, I'll have Maxine show you to your rooms.
I must be running along home. It's past my bedtime. Good night, gentlemen. Good night,
Doctor.
Martin.
Good night,
Good
Doc.
night, Doctor.
Goodbye, Mary.
Come along. Maxine?
Oui, mademoiselle.
Did you fill my perfume bottles with something new?
Oh, no, mademoiselle. I never touch your perfume.
It's funny. I don't recognize it. Perhaps Dad filled them as a surprise. He always does that with every new perfume the plant puts out.
Is there anything else?
No, Maxine, that's all. Good night.
Good night, mademoiselle.
Mary, what happened?
It was trying to get in the window. A big bat. Oh, it was awful.
Mary, I want you to tell me everything you did just before that bat tried to get in.
Well, first I took a bath. Then I brushed my hair, and Maxine came in and turned the covers down. And then fastened the screen, which somehow had come unhooked.
Yeah? Go ahead, what else?
Well, then we talked about some new perfume that someone had put in my dressing table bottles. Dad, did you put any new perfume in my bottles?
No, I didn't.
Is this the stuff?
Yes.
Tony, this smells like...
Hey, quiet. I've got a hunch that I want to follow up, and I'll need everybody's cooperation.
We'll do everything we can.
Of course.
What's Carruthers' number?
48J.
Operator, give me 48J, please. Hello, Dr. Carruthers. This is Johnny Layton. That's right. Something terrible has happened to Mary. Can you hurry over?
I'll be right there.
Good.
Oh, Johnny, I'm all right. I don't need a doctor.
That's where the cooperation part comes in, Mary. You'll have to pretend to be a nervous wreck. Mr. Heath, you in one shot must help her trick Dr. Carruthers into staying here as long as you can.
Where are you going, Johnny?
To, do a little private bat hunting.
The devil bat tried to get through that window.
If she's suffering from fright, I give her a sedative. Where's Mr. Layton?
Why, I guess he's out in the garden hunting the devil bat.
Layton is a very brave young man. Give Miss Heath one of these every half an hour.
Oui, doctor.
It will quieten her nerves.
But, Doc, hadn't you better stay until she's quieter?
She'll be all right in the morning.
Hey, Doc, I don't feel so good myself. Would you mind taking my temperature?
You look perfectly well, Mr. McGuire.
Well, you ought to see my tongue. It looks just like a squirrel's tail. Look.
Try some calomel.
Hey there, group. Eric here with Phil and Erik Show, and I'm here with horror novelist Dino Sands.
Hey, how you doing?
Welcome to CleveCon. It's a pleasure to have you here tonight.
I'm glad to be here.
I'm acting like I know what I'm talking about. No, I'm just. But anyway, I think a lot of people have heard of you, and I was hoping maybe you could tell us about anything that you're currently working on, or projects that you've got out, and where we can find out more about you.
Okay. First of all, I have my newest release is Ichabod Shaw. It is in bookstores all around the world. You can actually obtain it at Amazon.com, paperback or Kindle. My newest release is released in December, actually, and it's called The House of Shangri-La.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It is a horror novel. And then I have another release in February 2015, The Whorehouse on Penguin Creek.
Wow.
So it's some other different little short stories, horror short stories coming out in between that time.
Great. I'll tell you what, it's fantastic. I'm glad you made it out here tonight. Now, if you, where can we find all of your great works at?
I'm actually all over the world.
Okay.
All over the world, all over the internet, Amazon, Kindle, anywhere you want to type in Dino Sands, you'll
find you. Okay, fantastic. I'll tell you what, now you have a Facebook page, correct?
Yes, and I would like everybody to come by my Facebook page. I have an official Facebook page.
Okay.
Come by and check all my things out and like it, and I would do so, and support every author and entertainer and art that's in the arts.
Okay, are you out there anywhere else, like on Twitter or?
Twitter, IG, LinkedIn.
Everywhere.
Pinkster, everywhere.
All right.
Type in Dino Sands.
Dino Sands. All right, I'll tell you what. Again, thank you so much. I'm so glad that we got a chance to talk tonight, and we're big fans. So hopefully we'll see some big things, and looking forward to seeing a lot of your new works coming out.
Thank you
here.
very much.
So,
I sure appreciate it, Phil and Erik Show. And everybody make sure you tune in on YouTube, correct?
That's right.
And all over the world, and I would do so myself.
All right. Thank you very much. And I'll tell you what, whatever movie we're watching tonight, I don't even remember. We're going to get back to that movie. All right now. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
May have visitors tonight, and it would be dangerous for me if they found you here.
Hi, Doc. I hope I'm not intruding.
No, not at all. I heard you were out stalking the devil bat. Any success?
No, but I thought maybe you might be able to help me.
Well, I don't see how that's possible, but But if you can suggest anything...
Well, you could give me some more of that new concoction of yours, that shaving lotion.
But how on earth could that possibly help catch the devil bat?
I've still got a crazy idea that if I douse myself with it, it might attract the killer.
I don't see how you can connect the two. But there is a bottle of the lotion on the table.
Thanks. You see, Doc, I figured out something. All four of the murdered people had this lotion on them when the devil bat struck. Now, my plan is to sit in the garden, and when the killer makes one of those power dives, I'll blast him.
Layton, I'm afraid all these murders have affected your mind.
Maybe you'd like to come along, Doc, and be an eyewitness.
I'm sure it would be just a waste of time, but I'd be glad to watch your experiment.
Good. I knew I could count on you to help me.
I tell you, Layton, expecting a bat to be attracted by the scent of a lotion is all foolishness. I think I better run around.
Ah, sit down, Doc. The devil bat's behind schedule tonight. You aren't very chummy tonight. What's the matter?
Firearms always make me nervous.
Oh, I thought maybe you didn't want to be sitting too close to me. Just in case the devil bat does show up.
According to your theory, the killer wouldn't attack me. I haven't any of that lotion on me.
You have now, Doc.
Why did you do that?
To make it a 50-50 proposition, Doc. Now sit down, and don't try any shenanigans. Not so funny when it's your own jugular vein that's in danger. Is it, Doc?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe you made a mistake when you let that devil bat of yours out of the attic tonight. Don't worry about the bat killing you. I'm saving you for the hangman. Tell me, Doc, how did you develop a monster bat like that?
You wouldn't understand the scientific theory.
Chief, what are you doing out here?
Young fellow, don't think that you're the only man working on this case. And it was lucky I was here, too.
Thanks. Did you kill the devil bat?
No, he got away.
Well, here's one bird that didn't get away, and he's the murderer we've both been looking for. Quick, shoot it! Where is it?
It's gone.
And so's the doctor.
Did you get the bat?
What happened? Doc Carruthers is the murderer, and he's hiding somewheres in the garden.
You fellows get back to the house and guard Mary. Come on.
Doctor! Dr. Carruthers! Doctor! Has anything happened to Johnny? Is he hurt?
They took him up to my place. You better come along with me.
That was Mary. Are you all right, Mary?
Go help Dr. Carruthers. He's over there.
That devil bat belonged to the doctor, Mary. He created it to commit those murders.
Well, it's too late to help the doc.
Hey there, folks. Oh, I'll tell you what, we've had a great time out here at CleveCon.
But you know what?
What's that?
I want to say thank you to the Schlockmeister.
Yes.
Rich, I want to say thank you to everybody involved.
Yes.
They did a hell of a job.
Heck of a job.
Uh-oh, we're in a church. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Go on. Anyway, so no, thank you very much to
Heck
all
of a
the
job.
people involved here at CleveCon 2. It was a great show.
That's right.
We had a great time, and I tell you what we're going to do
Yes.
right now. We've got jokes.
We got jokes.
We got jokes, folks.
Whoa. We can't do that here because we don't have the jokes.
We're through the magic of movie magic. We're going to transport ourselves right back to the set.
Really?
Right back to the set.
Wow.
For the jokes, folks.
So we're not going to actually have to walk all the way to
of course
camp
not.
Because
No.
we actually had to walk.
So I'll tell you
All
what,
right.
folks, we're going to go right back to the studio
To the studio.
now, and we'll see you back there.
We better start walking.
That's right. Shh.
That's secret. It's a secret layer. It's our back cave. Back cave.
Thanks, folks.
All right, we'll be right back with the jokes. Woo!
1, 2, 3, 4. Just the girls. 1, 2, 3, 4. There was a very scary girl in there. How many words will I get right? 2, 3, 1 run. That's all you got to worry about. Here we go. All the energy coming me. Back where it comes from. It's such a crooked attitude. It's back where it belongs. All them kids growing up on the kids. Cleveland rocks, living in sin with safety pins. Cleveland rocks, am I close? Cleveland rocks, everybody. Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks, Cleveland rocks. Lower. Lower. No, physically lower. Get down. Up. Everyone up. Take it away, Tommy Solo. Downtown Tommy, everybody.
Hey, gang. Eric here. Philly D's still in the car. I made it back from CleveCon 2 before he did. So I tell you what, we've got 2 expert joke tellers right here that are going to give you guys the jokes. So I'm going to get out of their way, turn it over to them, and let them give you the jokes, folks. Here you go.
So, what's worse than raiding cats and dogs? Hailing taxi cabs. Why are cats good at video games? Because they have no lives. But what does a baby computer call his father? Dada. Or data. Why is Santa good at karate? Because he has a black belt.
Folks, this has been a great time. We hope you enjoyed CleveCon too. We hope you enjoyed the show. Hey, hear it for these joke tellers. Come here, joke tellers. Come here. All right. So, all right, and whatever this movie was, I don't even remember what the movie was. We're gonna get back to you. Thanks for coming on the show, and thanks for enjoying the show. Thanks to everybody at CleveCon, and we'll see you on the next Phil and Erik Show. Bye.
Phil and Erik Show. We're every night on the Phil and Erik Show. We're at Phil and Erik Show. Every night. It's a Saturday night when you're watching a movie. On the Phil and Erik Show. We're every night. It's a Saturday night when you're watching a movie. On the Phil and Erik Show. We're every night. It's a Saturday night when you're watching a movie. Every night, on the Phil and Erik Show. We're every night, on the Phil and Erik Show. We're every night, on the Phil and Erik Show. We're at Phil and Erik Show. Every night, it's a Saturday night when you're watching a movie.